What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm about to catch a flight, go and take care of some business, in and out, right on top of it. But I jumped on Fight Club when I woke up this morning in order to come and catch this early morning flight so that I can run over and capture this interview, take care of some business and stuff like that. So it's all business 100%. And when I woke up, the first thing that I seen was a young dude in his 20s arguing with another dude that's probably in his late 20s to maybe early 30s max, going back and forth. Now, the arguing is not a problem, and that's why we call it Fight Club. But the other part of it is they were so mad at each other over whatever it was that they was talking about on the internet that they was talking about pulling up on each other. Like they were serious. It was a thing. They was really, really talking about pulling up on each other. And that bothered me. It bothered me so much that I wound up going up on a platform and I tried to talk some sense into it. And then the youngest dude, it's funny because the older gentleman, he was like, he just was quiet. Like, I don't know if he was feeling it or not. Because, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, you still want to talk that talk. But then the young dude, he was so dismayed even at the fact that I was coming up to even stop the whole problem, because I was just telling him like, yo, ain't nobody pulling up on nobody. This ain't even what it was for. And then to a larger extent, you know, y'all look bad. You look stupid on a public platform getting into a space where you mad and you're going back and forth talking about pulling up on each other, right? The young dude was so bothered by what was going on that he couldn't even stop and hear me out for any amount of time. He said, yo, Anton, for a certain amount of money, I'll pull up on anybody. Literally, I said, oh, you will pull up on me? He said, yeah. I said, well, think about that for a second. I said, because why would I allow a dude to pull up on me and I don't fight? You would die trying to pull up on the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird because these young dudes are so willing to crash out for nothing. You 26 years old. You willing to risk it all for nothing. And I'm like, I'm the one, and I tried to reason with him. I said, I'm the person that's trying to talk to you. I'm the person that's trying to put you up on game. I'm the person that's trying to help you out, bro. Listen, stop for a second. This ain't what the platform was created for. It was created for y'all to be able to argue, go back and forth, debate different subjects. We're not talking about pulling up on each other and dropping each other's addies. Man, it was literally to the point to where it was trying to drop each other's addresses so they can try to pull up on each other in real life. I said, you know what? I told the person I was running the stream, which I'm gonna have to try to coach them a little bit differently, because we can't have that. We can't have people dropping addresses and trying to pull up on each other in real life. But I told the dude that was running the stream, I said, boom the whole thing. Just shut it all down. Straight up. I don't care about watch time. I don't care about streaming numbers. I don't care about none of that. Just boom the whole thing, because it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful that with all of the information that we have today and all of the opportunity that's going on today, that people are still willing to risk it all for nothing. For nothing. Willing to throw their whole lives away for absolutely nothing. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. You know, I was watching, I did a review, or I did a report on a Millionaire Morning Show on Friday about Gillie the King's. No, it used to be called Gillie the Kid, but I think he changed his name to Gillie the King, hopefully. And his son, 23, 26, just recently was shot and killed. Shot and killed. Now, Gillie and Wallow runs $1 million worth of game, and allegedly they got $100 million. $100 million for a podcast. Gillie worked all his life, hustled all his life, was focused all his life on trying to make it in the game, and then he finally found his niche. And he got 100 M's, and then his son, who was an inspiring rapper, got killed in a triple shooting in Philly, in the spaces where Gillie was trying to make it out of. Think about that for a minute. Young people are so ready to get caught up in some bullshit. They so ready to crash out, man. They're willing to risk it all for nothing. for pennies, for scraps. Let's say somebody offered you 10 bands, because I know young dudes that'll do it for 2,000. Let's say somebody offered you 10 bands to go and do something that's gonna risk your whole life for it. Would you do it? Most of y'all would. Now that I'm putting it in the sense that I'm putting it, you're probably gonna say no. But the reality is that most of these dudes would do it. They would crash out over 10 bands. They would crash out over $500 if they desperate enough. Now, it's gotten to the point where dudes will crash out for free. They will crash and burn for free. They'll crash and burn over ego. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. Ain't nobody. You know, I knew a lot of tough guys. I knew a lot of dudes that was fighting for respect. You know where they at? They're in jail. Some of them is straight up dead. All of that tough guy and all of that respect, how much is it worth? What they paying you for that? It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be 41 years old. I never thought that I'd say that. I never thought that I'd see it. And the older you get and the more successful you become, because think about it, these dudes is willing to crash out over pennies to me. Your life gets better with age. It becomes more blissful, it becomes more peaceful. You start to be able to interact with people and see different things. Now I'm traveling the world. Every time that y'all see me, every single week, it will probably be more than that, but I got a daughter and I got business at home. But every single week, I'm hitting a different city, seeing something new. A couple weeks, I'll be in Tokyo. But literally, at the top of my list, it's my grail city to visit. I'm able to actually realize a lot of my dreams. You know why? Because in a lot of situations, especially coming from where I'm coming from, in the hood of Detroit, I had to walk away when everybody else was being tough. Now, it bruised my ego at the time, but the reality is that I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I was able to have enough wherewithal within myself to actually make the best decision for myself. And all of the tough guys that was like, yeah. You know where they at? They got into it with somebody else and it was yeah, and then somebody else, they did something to them or they had to execute because their ego wouldn't allow for them to walk away. Now it's not even that difficult. Now you on the internet. All you gotta do is walk away on the internet and not crash out. That's it. Who the fuck you doing this for? Who you got all of this ego for? Who are all of these mythical people that's cheering you on? And it's funny because I was looking in the chat when people just cheering them on to go ahead and crash out. And you know what's gonna happen? They gonna laugh and then they gonna keep going. They gonna report on it. They gonna say, oh, rest in peace to such and such, such, such. And then they gonna keep on living their life and ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you. Man, listen, you gonna have to realize and be situationally aware to think your way through the situation. You know, people continuously laugh at me from walking away from certain situations where people were trying to bait me into getting into it. Man, I don't give a fuck about, man, I'm rich as hell. I got a phenomenal daughter that was waiting at home for me. I had a wife. I got a family. I got a tribe of people that love me. Even in gun classes, they teach you it's absolutely positively the last thing that you want to do. You want to run away because you are the bigger threat to the person that's trying to harm you. Even in my daughter's Taekwondo classes that I've sat in on a little bit. You know why they teach self-discipline? It's for protection, but part of the protection is for you. It's not for the other person. They taught to run away, and you thinking that they the ones that's running away because they weak. No, they running away because they trying to protect you from yourself. We got to learn to think our way through these things. You about to crash out for nothing. For scraps. About to throw your whole life away. Don't be an idiot. Stop finding yourself in these compromised situations. Stop having self-inflicted wounds. Stop putting yourself in a situation where you got to make a decision. Don't even hang around the trash. And if you see it, either walk away from it if you can get away from it, or if it's on the internet, shut that shit down, man. We got to be better examples for ourselves, and we have to do the thing that's in our own best interest. I love you. I appreciate you. Stop fucking crashing out. Because ain't nobody going to tell you, and ain't nobody going to be passionate enough to give you the game. Because I'm not going to come and save you from yourself in real life. All I can do is give you advice on the internet at this point, because I got to protect myself. I love you. I appreciate you. Come on, man. We got to do better.